Welcome to Find Your Fridays with me, Lorene Hughes. How are you going? How's it going? Can I just say, I'm really super happy to be here with you, doing the thing. It's been a very full-on week. Hi Tamara, hi Melinda. You did indeed make it on time. Well done. Oh dear. Melinda, how's your day been, my love? I know it's been super hot for you too. So I'm glad to see you both here. And of course, maybe I'll wait for a couple more people to come in. But there was, what a day. You know, there was, I was watching the other day? Oh no, it was the movie today. So I ended up at the movies today watching Wicked. Wicked for Good. And there was the phrase that just kind of resonates for my day of, no good deed goes unpunished. It felt like that today. So yeah, that was that yeah, because I was doing something to help work by getting my work car serviced and all the bits and pieces fixed on it that it needed done, or as many as I could do today. And it ended up taking all day, and I ended up stuck at the shops all day. Fortunately, though, at least it's really well air conditioned, so yay for that. And when I realized it was just going to take so long, basically I dropped the car off at 8 o'clock this morning, and I didn't get to almost drive away until after 5 o'clock this afternoon. So it was an all-day adventure. So yeah, awesome. And then, as I said, almost drove away because what I'm guessing is actually one of the young fellas that was doing the rear shocks was just hot and forgot to tighten up the rear shock properly. So as I was driving away, it wasn't until I'd gone around a couple of corners and then hit a bit of a rough bit in the road, and then all of a sudden there's this god-awful rattle happening in the back of the car, and I'm like, what the? Yeah. So I drove it back to the mechanic, but they'd all gone by that stage, and then I rang a friend of mine who was like, don't worry, just stay there, keep the car going, and keep cool. I'll be there shortly. And so he came round and identified very quickly what it was, and I was just like, oh my god. So we drove very, 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 very slowly back to my house, and so I have to now take the car back again tomorrow morning. Yay. Yay for me. Hi Edwina. So if I feel a little bit like my day, my energy is a little bit I've done my best to just sort of after coming home and just to chill out so that I could actually be here with you guys tonight. But if I do feel a little bit like it's going to take me a couple of minutes just to settle in, what I would love for you guys to do is tell me something awesome that's happened for you this week. Give me something to just lighten my heart so that it's like, yes, we've done something great. So yes, as you guys know, the previous work car got crashed into. So safe to say I'm just a little bit cautious with the work cars, making sure that things are serviced and, everything is done correctly, and I drive, with hopefully without causing any car crashes and things or my car falling apart. So, but anyway. Melinda, I didn't quite melt, but it sure felt like it at times. Evaporative aircon at work struggles in the big shop. Yes, I worked in a childcare centre that had evaporative, and it was awful. So I feel for you, love. And there'll be some days when it works really, really well, but once it sort of starts creeping up into the high 30s, it certainly struggles, doesn't it? So I feel for you there, Melinda. Tell me some good news stories, guys. Get the show started off on a good positive note. My tea today is pomegranate and raspberry, which I've actually done as like a cold brew today, just to keep things cool. When I looked at the thermometer earlier, it was still sitting in the 30s. For us, yeah, it's still saying 33 on the phone, so yay. Oh, Tamara's son finished primary school this week. Woo! Congratulations. High school next year. So, wow. Yeah, big end of era for you, because I mean that's like, yeah, wow. It takes a lot to get your kids through primary and high school and all that. So, yeah, wow. Congratulations. And, that's good. Okay. Congratulations, Tamara. Happy for you. Menda, she says, I think the most awesome thing for me this week was the Easter lily cactus flowers putting on a spectacular yet short show. Yes, exactly, because it's only there for like 12 to 24 hours. Very, very short window. They often open around midnight, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Amanda? And then they're gone so quick. So it's like you wake up in the morning, it's like, whoa, there they are. And then the next day it's like, oh, where'd they go? But yes, apparently next week our temperatures are dropping down again. So, and even tomorrow, let me see, 28. It's going to be a cool change. Then it's down to 23, 25, 30, 36, 39, 37. Oh, yay! Ramping up again. I had a feeling with the winter that we had. I was like, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a pretty hot summer. We haven't had a really hot summer here for a long time. Like, many consistent days of hot. Amanda and Melinda and Edwina, like, I'm sure you can all agree. So I arrived here in June, and that summer of 2010 was the summer that you guys had a massive heat wave, and everybody was so struggling with the heat wave, and they're like, you better watch out. You're going to really struggle being from New Zealand. And I think it's only come up now that we're in 2025. I think it must be a 15-year cycle, because I feel like this is going to be the year that we're going to have really, really hot summer, consistently really hot. Like, we might get some cool change days around 27, 26, 27, and then it'll be back up again. So fun. Thank God for aircon. But I can honestly say that a lot of people, when it comes to cleaners, they don't do any aircon. They love to just sit there, or they don't think about the fact that we're moving, which makes heat in ourselves. And some of the older folks refuse point blank to turn the aircon on altogether. So, fun. Please don't be that person. Thank you, Amanda. I've got Tamara and then Amanda. So, of course, today is the 12/12 portal for us here. And I'm just going to read this out just quickly so we can settle in, take a breath, and then we can get going. So the 12/12 portal is one of the powerful times of the year for completion, clarity, and manifestation. In numerology, 12 represents alignment, divine order, and higher consciousness. When repeated as 12/12, energy multiplies, activating breakthroughs, amplifying intuition, and opening new timelines. This portal clears old patterns, reveals the truths that have been needed to see, and brings clarity required for your next chapter. It also aligns with the final wave of the number 9-year cycle, helping you to release everything that cannot follow you into 2026. Be ready for completion and closure. Whoa. It's going to be, I feel the energy of next year already. And it might be because I'm a horse and it's going to be a fire horse. So it's like a double whammy. For this wee Aryan. But I'm feeling that ramping up already, and things are shifting and changing quite dynamically within my life, and where my focus is going. Like, I'm finding that my time sitting and doing social media or stuff like that is just, it's not as happening as much at the minute, and I'm finding myself feeling really like I've just got to get up and go. Like, I've got lots of movement energy happening, hence the reason why I'm on the yoga ball, because I was like, yoga ball always makes me feel happy too. But it's that movement of the body, the movement of energy, within business, within my contacts, within the collective. I'm just feeling it all, and it feels good, and it also feels a little bit like, get ready, because we've done enough sitting back and waiting, and it's like all the energy is now move. We're gonna. And so, like, on Monday, for example, I ended up getting caught up. My intuition told me I ended up getting a little bit caught up with the big collective detox that's been going on. And I ended up vomiting and stuff on Sunday night. So I had to take the day off work on Monday. And like, you can go through the logical reasons as to why that happened. Like, it was something I ate, didn't agree with me, blah, blah, blah. When I really sat down and looked at it and I asked my intuition and my awareness, it said, number one, you've got an incredibly busy week coming up, which I did. It's going to be hot, which is number two. And that puts a lot of strain on the body. So it was like, we're giving you a chance to rest. But the most important part was this collective detox that's going on. And so a lot of people, you might find that people around you, even if it might be you yourself, between the last full moon and this week, there've been a lot of people come down with headaches and sickness and cold flu-like symptoms, vomiting. And it's interesting because I normally manage to scooch around that sort of stuff, but not this time. So I had to rest, and then I discovered that one day in bed is about my limit. I can't do more than that. I'm like, nah, not happening. So yeah, again, like I said in the weekly reading last week, be compassionate and be gentle with yourselves. I actually have a really funny feeling there was even a reference in the last week's reading that yes, we had detoxes and stuff going on. So whenever we get cold and flu symptoms or anything like what I went through, it is literally the body dumping out what it no longer requires. The energy that has been stored in our bodies and our cells and everything, it just gets rid of it as quickly as it can. And especially that's why we call it a bio upgrade, right? Because your body is literally upgrading and it's dumping out the stuff that it no longer needs. Kind of like what happened at the mechanic today, getting rid of all the old transmission fluid because it was all clogged up and, you know, stuff like that. So this is how our body does that. And it's pretty cool. All right. So we've got Melinda said, yep, I've had a cold type thing this past week. Yeah. Tamara said, yes, chest congestion, scratchy throat, not excessive, just enough to let me know it's there. Amanda said, oh, I was quite sick Tuesday and Wednesday. Couldn't eat much at all. No, I didn't eat much at all Sunday, Monday at all. Edwina, yes, my family and I had a cold type thing too. So there we go. It's a collective upgrade. How cool. How cool is that? So hopefully you're all feeling a lot better now. I know overall I am too. And all the better for being here with you all. Now that I've got a few of you in here, I would like to apologize for last week in the meditation. Because I have my eyes closed, I didn't realize that the broadcast had stopped. I did try to redo the part that was missing, and the audio was terrible. Because what had happened when I moved my microphone, because I have an external microphone, here's a bit of behind the scenes. So we have this external microphone, and this external microphone has a lovely little dial here. And when I moved the microphone off to the side, I accidentally turned the dial down to 0. So it was not picking up, or almost 0. And so it was really, really super, super quiet, and was like, it was just, and it became 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up really early so that I could get up to Handorf by 8:30. And yeah. So what I was thinking is, seeing as I've already physically done that process twice, but you guys have only heard half of one. I'm thinking tonight we're going to do the Make Peace with Regrets meditation in full tonight. Unless something else comes up that's a little bit more prominent. But I feel like this is still something that really requires it. And maybe, fingers crossed, that the cosmos and everything, now that we've been through this week with everybody detoxing and stuff, we'll be able to actually get into this making peace with regrets thing. It's really funny. And I just had to sit back and go, obviously people are not ready to make peace with that yet. Maybe it just took a week. Perhaps we were a week ahead of ourselves. Doesn't surprise me. So that's the plan for tonight, for later on. If you wish to stick around, and hopefully we can get through it tonight. But yes, that was a very, very strange one. So fun. Technology, it's great when it works, as we always say. That was a really, really good one. It was a great meditation, just saying. Okay, so let's see, 13th tomorrow, and we will be touching into the new moon energies next week. So these new moon energies, it's obviously the last new moon of the year, the last new moon of this cycle. So it's going to be a pretty potent one. And My awarenesses, without even looking at these cards yet, is it might be a little bit rough this week. Not just because people are like, oh, Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. That's part of it. There's also this whole energetic, just we're still detoxing, decluttering. It's full on out there. And people are short-tempered and they're not got a lot of patience. And, yeah. So just be aware of that this week, especially coming towards the end of the week, because we know when full moons and new moons are about, people go a bit lulu, especially on the road. And I just get the feeling that this one's going to be even more so. So be very, very patient out there, okay? And let us see. All right. So first of all, this is the collective reading from the 13th to the 19th of December. So touching into shadow period right at the end. The first card that we have, which I think is almost like our teams are going, it's like a, not quite a backhanded compliment, but feels a little bit sarcastic. We have victory. So, and with that comment about it being slightly sarcastic, my ear has started ringing. So that's fun. So victory, your prayers have been heard and answered, have faith. So when I saw this card, I was just like, you cheeky buggers, because you know what? It's been a really hard last couple of years for a lot of people. And this is almost like, yeah, you did it. Let's do a little popper and go, psh, wee. It doesn't feel climactic enough for everything that everybody has been going through, all the work everybody has done, but at the same time it does. This is just kind of like a little, keep going, guys, you're doing well, and have faith. This next couple of weeks is going to be a little bit rough still, but keep going. You've done really, really well so far. Keep going. We've got clairvoyance next. I am helping your spiritual sight awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Ooh, yay. So this is obviously not only about signs and signals, signs and symbols, if you prefer. Watch out for those numbers. The numbers are coming through thick and fast right now. They will be popping up all over the place, and you'll be seeing them more and more over this next couple of weeks. You might be feeling and seeing your family that have passed, your friends that have passed. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay. And when you're feeling like a bit, just pause and see. Take a moment and see who's floating around you as far as family and things goes. And that's not to say that they're creating that. It's like perhaps they're floating around you to go, it's okay, love, you've got this. It's all right. And they might be actually giving you a little bit of a side hug to go, you're okay. Come on, take a breath. You're all right. Okay. I love his staff. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's actually done in the chakra. Almost. Can you see that? It's kind of chakra colors, but in reverse. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Anyway. We've got gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from Creator. Open your arms to receive. So we've got a lot of esoteric stuff today. This is interesting. Gifts from God. So what if part of your Christmas gift, I say Christmas, end of year, end of cycle gift is probably more accurate, is an advancement of some of your skills, talents, maybe a revealing of some new ones. Often when we are revealing new skills and talents, our throat chakra opens, and that gets a little bit sore throaty. Also, for those of you who are going through cough cold symptoms, when the thymus opens up and reactivates, that also can create a little bit of cough cold symptoms. So just keep an eye out for other things that might be opening up for you. Maybe you're able to perceive things a little bit easier. You might be able to start seeing concepts in a way that you didn't before. And keep coming back to that space of gratitude and the magic of gratitude. That was the other message that I just heard, because that's a gift from God as well, is gratitude. Okay. Now, given that we are going to be having that lovely new moon right towards the end of the week, this card seems very pertinent. Courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs is what it says. But I feel the courage part is actually just have the courage to remain calm. Because it's so easy to get caught up. And none of us are perfect. And at this time of year, everybody's feeling stressed. You've got all the tradies are trying to get all of their work through before they go to shut down for a couple of weeks. And so there's all the extra pressure and stress running through people's system. Not only that, you've got all the stressed out mums and dads out there because now their kids are starting to finish up with school. And so now they've got to deal with childcare and looking after their kids while maybe still trying to work. And that's a part of the thing too. And then, there's so much. There's so much energy. And then on top of all of that, we have things like the 12-12 portal and all of the other shifts that are happening with the planet and the solar flares and the Schumann resonance and the volcanoes that were once not active blowing up. And there's a lot of energy out there. So have the courage to remain calm. Even when people are like going and are kind of like wah at you, just let them be right. Just let them be right. Because they're feeling it and they may not have the language or the experience or the skills for it. So they'll be seeing it from a more normal, logical point of view. And it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Now let's have a look at our yummy card for the week. See what our theme is. So have the courage to be strong and just be patient, be calm as much as you possibly can. Take a breath. Still honor yourself. I'm not saying be a doormat or anything like that. Yes. Remember, life is joyous. Find those moments to make you smile. And let's come back to gratitude. I'm thinking I'm going to do a daily challenge through to the rest of the year. It popped into my mind yesterday, actually, of doing a quick gratitude every day on Facebook Live while everybody's talking about digital ID and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to ramp it up and make my connection be that ripple that feels good rather than negative. So there we go, my friends. Whew, watch out for those signs from your loved ones that are floating around right now. And be aware that your skills might be upgrading too. Okay. Fun times. Hi, Poppy Cave. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing and liking. I appreciate that so much. Melinda said, I just moved the sprinkler out the front yard and found a beautiful feather. It has brown and white stripes and is quite large. I see it as a sign from my team. Yes. Yes, 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 Melinda. I absolutely agree. Congratulations on finding that beautiful feather. Alrighty, Tamara, my dear, would you like to pop your question in the chat, please? Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What would my team like me to know for the week ahead? All right. Let's see. Who wishes to come and play? It's a nice movement of energy. Thank you so much, Tamara. What sort of temps have you got up your way, Tamara? So just a reminder, especially for the new ones floating around, that the people who donate always get preference. And I've currently got a couple of people who have already donated. So that's really cool. And thank you so very much. And we have a sort of a free section that happens a little bit later on. So if you want to ask questions and things then, you can. What sort of temperature tomorrow? So yeah, if you wish to ask a question and get a proper reading, then you're welcome to do a little bit of a donation, or you can wait till a little bit later when we do some intuitive poetry reading. Ooh. So you are playing tomorrow with the chakra reading cards. Ooh, gosh, they're very active and busy today. Love it. Mind you, where you are tomorrow, it's all pretty mild, isn't it? It's like 23 to 27 all year round. She said it's been surprisingly not as humid as I have remembered it being this time last year. We've had some cool storms. Did you get any of those big hailstones that caused a lot of trouble up, on the Queensland way? One of the YouTubers that I follow is up that way, and they had some really massive damage. They ended up with some hailstones that were like the size of a baseball that had like spikes sticking out of them. They had some others that were in an earlier storm, like the previous day, that were like the size of golf balls. No, the hailstones missed you. Thank goodness, because man, they cause so much damage, don't they? So much damage. Yes. Mother Earth is definitely making herself known. We seem to be in a little pocket and the severe weather goes above or below us. Cool. That's lucky. That's good placement. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Number one, I have to show you all this card because it was right on the bottom of the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle book. All right. Oracle. And right at the bottom of the deck, so I've already picked out the one that was for Tamara, but right at the bottom we got Hell, which is end of a cycle. Yes, it is. Remember I said we have to watch out for the signs. So there we go. We are absolutely at the end of a cycle. And this is for everybody. This isn't just Tamara. It's everybody. I'm just like, wow. Check out the markings and on the crow even. Isn't that so cool? I wonder if that's the female. Is that female or male, I wonder? I feel like I wish to know a little bit more about that one now that I've pulled it out. It feels like it's linked to Odin. Odin? Right. Let me see. Interesting. I'll just read to you what Hel is. So Hel is an enigmatic Norse underworld queen and goddess of death. Her striking appearance, half light, half dark, represents the spiritual netherworld over which she rules. It's a mysterious healing realm where those who have died from disease or old age receive spiritual renewal. Hel is a soul midwife who cares especially for women and babies who die in childbirth. Her powers have been universally feared by the patriarchy. Whoa. The Norse gods call her monstrous. The medieval Christian church named their Hel, Hell, after her. This powerful goddess brings guidance for inevitable change, transitions, and endings. Her symbols are ravens, black crystals, and the rune symbol Helgars. Hang on. That is... I know that I've seen that. Which is kind of like an N shape. Which is Hagel's, part of Hagel's 8. Interesting. How cool. I love it when knowledge comes like flowing together. And the invocation for her, I breathe deeply as one door closes and another opens. So we'll have to remember that one for when it comes up to the end of the year. Where are we? That would be Wednesday, the 31st. Interesting. We'll have to put that away in the brains. Anyway, that's Tamara. That was just a nice little bonus for everybody. Thank you for that. For you, for this week to come, gosh, you're going to have a really potent, powerful week. Looking at these cards. That makes sense. All right. So your first card, so this is the chakra ones, okay, is visualization. Look at that. So it's your third eye chakra. You have attracted this card into your awareness today because it is a creative time of visualization for you. Visualization is a tool for manifesting your desires and dreams and a powerful way for you to receive visions and messages from the spirit world. When we visualize, we activate the third eye chakra, and yours is currently expanding and awakening. You are encouraged to practice exercises that enhance this process, such as meditation and breath work. The color of the third eye chakra is violet, so you may like to imagine this color streaming into your third eye as it expands and awakens to its fullest potential. In this opening, you will receive strong visions and deep wisdom. Trust what is coming through for you. You will also deepen your intuition and psychic abilities as the third eye awakens. You are receiving strong signs and messages from your guides from the spirit world. It is important that you slow down for a moment and go within to see what you are being shown. You could also be receiving signs from the earthly world and are encouraged to pay more attention to the visions around you. This card could also represent that you are in a phase of creating and are being asked to visualize strongly what you would like to manifest in your world. This is a very exciting time. Tune into your heart and bring forth ideas and visions that are appearing to assist you on your next phase of your journey. This card can also be a sign that you require to take more notice of the visions in your dreams. Whatever this card means for you, make sure that you nurture this powerful process as it brings you an abundance of gifts at this time. Your affirmation is, my third eye is open and I have profound vision. So there we go. That is the first one. Amanda, oh wow, I've never seen that card before, and now today I've seen it twice. Well, there's obviously a message there for you too, Amanda. And Tamara says, oh, I've been dreaming like crazy this week. Well, there you go. There's a reason for it. Take note. Take notice of your dreams. Put them in, write them down in a dream journal. Sometimes even just sharing your dreams verbally, like when you wake up, and this is something I used to do quite often when I had lots of dreams floating through, and I would put it in a voice message on Telegram to my friend in Canada. I'd be like, oh my God, I just had this really crazy whacked out dream and I'm going to tell you about it so that maybe I'll remember it later. Because quite often if I wake up and I remember a dream really vividly, it's actually a future dream. Like it's a awareness of what's happening in the future. And more often than not happens roughly about 3 months' time. And if I've verbally spoken about it to someone else, I tend to remember. And when it pops up, it's like, oh, I remember this moment. I had one of those just recently. So that was fun. Like I said, you're going to have a really, really exciting week because your next card is the creativity card. How cool is that? So this is the sacral chakra. You have called upon this energy today because it is a powerful and important time of creativity in your life. You are forever connected to the life force of the cosmos. The universe is pure creative energy and is here for you at this time. When we can embrace this creative power and channel it into our lives, amazing things happen and the manifestation of our dreams becomes a reality. Have you been feeling a little flat of late with no energy to create what you love? Are you feeling like you are lacking the joy that the universe has to offer? Now is the time for you to allow creative energy to light your fire. If you've been pondering over whether to start a creative project such as writing, dancing, learning to play a musical instrument, or taking that painting class, now is the perfect time to invite this creative flow into your existence. A bounty of creative energy is at your fingertips. What do you love to create? What makes your heart sing? What have you dreamed of always doing? Now is the time to dance in the creative flow of your soul and the universe. Whatever your heart is calling you to do, make sure to get those creative juices flowing, as it will bring you joy and healing to your world. Your affirmation for this one: creative energy of the universe flows through every cell of my being. Oh, I love that one. It's so pretty too. So, so pretty. Hi, Lisa. Like, I just love all of the swirls and the stuff, especially on the eye side of the face. It's like, oh, just yummy, 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 yummy energy. All right. Interesting. Your whole body pretty much is going to be humming. Just saying. Because the next one we've got is the solar plexus chakra, which is about personal power. You have called upon this card today because it is time to step fully into your power. We are living in a truly exciting time here on Earth, and we are all encouraged and invited to live more from a place of empowerment. Over time, we have learned to hand over our power to other people and situations, which has created imbalance and inequity. Sometimes we feel like other people lack self-love and honor we give our power over to them. And due to a lack of self-love and honor, we give our power over to them. It is now time to connect to your own wisdom, love, and personal power. Everything you require is within you. Now it is time to look within and listen to that loving wisdom and your own divine guidance. It is time to connect with your soul. At times, power can be misunderstood as a negative or controlling expression that comes from the ego. However, the power we are talking about here is love and comes from a place deep within our heart and soul. Have you been handing over your power to others? Now is the time for you to reel it back in. It is time to make your own decisions and choices and allow the power of your soul to shine through and create and manifest your heart's desire. Connecting with your personal power will bring you an abundance of opportunity and magic to your life. The power of the universe is surging through you at all times. Harness this power and enhance your life and well-being. Know that you are supported fully by your higher self and the universe in this powerful and exciting transition. Your affirmation, short and sweet, I am empowered. So clearly, and this last card just really rounds it out, that program, that offering that you've had just sort of brewing, that you've been tweaking and twiddling with. I see you in your little creation process. Now's the time. It's time to do it. Okay. And that fiery energy, that lovely horse energy that we were talking about earlier, because you said you're a horse too. Like your third eye opening, just the creativity that's required when we're making, like bringing forth an offering like you're doing. All of that is required, and it also takes a lot of courage and personal oomph to be willing to launch it. So yes. Now is the time. So you remember how I said you've got almost all the chakras? We pulled 4 cards from this one. We got the throat chakra, which is communication, but look where the communication stuff is coming from. It's coming from the third eye. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so this card is to let you know it's an important time for communication. All healthy connections and relationships are built on a solid base of good communication. It's easy to hold back or alter your words in order to prevent hurting someone's feelings, fear of rejection, or the possibility of creating some form of conflict. However, it is important that you share your thoughts and feelings honestly with those around you to create and build long-lasting, healthy relationships. When you doubt, hinder, or manipulate the flow, in communication, this interference blocks the throat chakra and can create a world of suppression and confusion. Holding on to unexpressed thoughts and feelings can lead to pain, confusion, and unhealthy patterns. Take a moment to see if there is anyone in your life that you are not communicating effectively with due to fear, rejection, or maybe even unwanted conflict. You are being encouraged at this time to speak up and share your feelings. Communication can also mean writing your feelings down on paper, which is a good tool to use. Do what is required to action your communication. You may even like to try some healing and clearing processes on your throat chakra. A few great crystals to work with to clear this chakra are blue lace agate, blue kyanite, and chrysocolla. Woohoo! I did it. Take some time and space for yourself and place the crystal on your throat chakra and breathe in the crystal's energy, helping it to open and clear. Make sure that you are communicating from a place of love and compassion and that your delivery is clear and centered. So that little sentence there is to do with your creation. Okay? So I'll read that little bit again. Make sure you are communicating from a place of love and compassion, that your delivery is clear and centered. Communication is also about listening. Make sure that as you communicate, you also listen with an open heart and without judgment. As you trust, you will feel a huge weight lift off your shoulders and a natural healing will occur. You will feel a deeper connection with yourself and those around you. Your affirmation: I communicate in all ways with ease and grace. I'm laughing because I actually had easy. I spell checked it in my head. So communication, all right? So you're going to get out there. It's time to get talking. Now, to round all of this up, you have a very interesting god. High priest. High priest, who has come to give you a little bit of a hand. We have Imhotep, or Imhotep, who's a visionary. So designing the future, fusing ancient wisdom with modern methods. How interesting. I'm curious about your creation that you're bringing forward. Imhotep started life as a commoner, but through his visionary genius became enormously influential in Egypt during the Third Dynasty. He was a high priest of Heliopolis, vizier to the kings, and chief architect of King Josiah's step pyramid, which paved the way for the Great Pyramids. Known as the first physician, Imhotep was practicing medicine over 2,000 years before Hippocrates was born. His legacy was so profound that after his death, he was elevated to the god of medicine and architecture. Without Imhotep, modern medicine would not be where it is today. When Imhotep appears, it is a clear indication of your visionary gifts. Your soul's intention is to create pioneering change through implementing divinely inspired ideas. That's so cool. Like, I've really felt that for you. I was like, oh, I could just see that on your website. There is no doubt that you've come to Earth to redesign infrastructures, stir up the pot of established protocols, and use innovative and progressive methods to evolve humanity. You're a visionary, guided by the divine to implement projects that can help heal and inspire our world. What do you wish to improve or innovate? Maybe you're a teacher who's frustrated by the education system, or a medical professional who'd love to combine modern medicine with holistic treatments. Perhaps your passion lies in environmentalism, politics, science, or fighting prejudice and injustice. If you're passionate about what requires to evolve, then you're the one who can make a difference. Imhotep is guiding you step by step. Take it one day at a time and break the big vision down to make manageable chunks. You can be a trailblazer who fuses ancient wisdom and cutting-edge technique. This is your time to change the world. Oh, wow. So the additional meanings are you're an indigo soul, a passionate person with a divine mandate to tear down the old and build the new. Life is bringing the perfect lessons and challenges needed to fire up your sacred purpose. A career path in medicine or architecture is opening up for you. Medicine/healing. Be bold and confident about sharing your ideas. Your invocation. My mind is in touch with divine ideas. My visions create a better world. So there we go. Imhotep for you, my dear sweet Tamara. Okay. Yes. Be receptive. Okay. So it's not just about you being like that fiery push energy, right? This is also about you being open. This is why your third eye is opening up. But it's so that you can see and receive also, because that would be the heart chakra also, and the base chakra, heart and base, which is two that we didn't get tonight. So be aware of where you might be in your masculine too much, because reception is about being in your feminine. Okay, so just keep that in mind too. So yes, a very, very powerful, potent reading for you. I hope that brings you what you desire. Thank you so much, Tamara, for choosing to come and be a part of Find You Fridays and your continued support. I'm so grateful for you. And you're going to have a very powerful, potent week. And I would like to say, if you don't take up that opportunity, the invitation to do that, I can almost guarantee that it'll toxify and you'll get sick. Because when we don't play with the energies and allow them to breathe and have fun, they very quickly stagnate, and then your body goes, ugh! All right. So get ready for a busy, busy week for you. Thank you, Tamara. All right. Amanda, my love, can I have your question, please? And let me see who else was that rang my bell. Okay, so excuse you. So after Amanda, we've got Christine and then Lisa. So lovely to see people popping over from YouTube land. I would like to know what your guys' thoughts are about this. So I was watching one of my friends on Facebook today doing a 16-kilo kettlebell workout. I think she's on holidays and stuff and can't get to the gym. So she's taken her kettlebell with her. And she was doing this workout, and there was a song that she was working out to. And I went, wow, that's a really great song. So I went and hunted it down on my Spotify to see if I could find it. And then the song title, or the artist that my friend had it as, was not the same as what was in Spotify. And I was like, but it sounded like the same song and the same person singing it. And so then I hopped into good old Google and asked, is this artist and this artist, are they the same person? Because I know sometimes you get a artist that will go and release one or two songs under a pseudonym. It turns out it was music that's AI generated, and it's linked to someone else. And both of the artists that came up were AI. And this particular person has several different AI personalities. And there was a part of me that just went, what happens to all the people who do actually make music properly? That actually sing using their voices. And how do we know? How is there a way that we can tell? And that just makes me want to just listen to my old music more, because at least I know they're not AI generated. But I'd love to know, what is your guys' thoughts around that sort of stuff? Like, I get the creative aspect to doing AI music, and I can appreciate it from that point of view. It's when it's linked with a person, like they've got a proper person's face. It was sort of like a kind of like country and western kind of feel to it, and it had this guy, like this country and western type guy with his hat and all. Like, there was no indication there until I googled it that it was AI, and I just thought, it makes me feel a bit sad for the people who do genuinely create music themselves using their own body and musical instruments. So, I don't know. You might not want to talk about that, and that's totally cool if you don't. So let me jump over to... it's interesting to talk to different people about these things. Amanda, who wishes to come play with Amanda? Amanda. Ooh. Lisa said it feels like a ripoff. Yeah. Yeah, I felt really disappointed. And then I was like, I don't wish to support that person. Like that. But no. Amanda, I just stick to my 80s soundtracks. I know, right? At least you know they're real-ish, unless you're listening to Milli Vanilli. But even then, most of the time, the singers from that time were actually singing themselves. Oh dear. The 80s, the 90s. Listen to a good range of stuff. I had my Spotify roundup, and I was like, it's so funny. I was like, apparently I listened to like 195 different genres last year. Hello, Margaret. Just while I'm shuffling these cards for Amanda, we're just having a little chat about, how you feel about AI-generated music. Excuse me. Some nice energy moving there, Amanda. Alrighty. So the cards that you have got. Cool, I don't have to read the book. Yay. Aww. You got a really lovely reading. It's a little bit meandering, but it's a really lovely reading. I'm living a pretty relaxed lifestyle at the moment. Yes, you are, you lucky duck. You worked hard for that lifestyle, though. So I say full props to you, my dear. Okay, so your first card. Now, given that we are in the end of a 9 cycle, okay, and temptation is coming up for you to start off with. And it says, are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says that you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So again, this is one of those things. I'll hold that a little bit closer so you can see all of the card there. I don't know why they put a snake in there as a temptation. The snake wasn't a temptation. Anyway, so it's really important, given that we've only got 2 and a bit weeks left to go, 2.5 weeks of this year left to go. I know, you're crazy, right? But it's not just about the ending of the year. It's about the ending of the cycle. So what is it that's creating that little bit of a crinkle in your world? It's probably only just a tiny crinkle that you can go, do you know what? I'm kind of done with that. I'm kind of done. And now you can let it go. And you'll be able to let it go with ease now. Okay? That's your first card. Like I said, it's a bit of a meandering. In case you were wondering, the deck that we are looking at is the Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay. I love some fairy work. Shine from Within is your next card. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. It's time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. So what I actually get with this one for you is that this shining is about your creations as well. And allowing them to shine, allowing them to be seen is what allows you to shine even brighter. And the beauty in that is that you touch the hearts of the people around you every time you allow yourself to shine. Okay? So that then ripples back to you as well. And that makes you feel even more shiny. And that's a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah. Your next card is Abundance. Lovely abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everyone. So I actually get that this is going to be an interesting little income stream that you haven't considered before, or you've been maybe pushing it away slightly, going, oh, no, that doesn't fit with my overall thoughts about what I'm going to be doing right now. Maybe there's something coming up. Maybe it's like a little summer working at the pub type something. I don't know. But it's like an income stream that's not necessarily permanent, but it's something that's going to help you out over the next few weeks. That's the awareness I get. Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. Wow. So as I'm reading this, there are various energies moving. There's a lot of energy around feeling happy, joyousness. There's a lot of energy around creation, being happy, obviously, with your creating. There's a little bit of form and structure stuff going on. So you maybe are blocking yourself slightly from your ease and your transformation by thinking that you have to do things a certain way. So just be aware of that. And you're challenging yourself on your age right now. And your body is nowhere near, or who you are presenting as is like so much younger in energy than your actual birth age. And that's a brilliant thing. That was like a really excited energy for your aging side of things. So keep going with that. Keep going. You're doing really, really super well. And almost finally, friendship. We love a bit of friendship. Fairies and humans alike require friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So like I said, this year to come is a very, very potent forward-moving year. Start putting those steps into place now. I know you're already kind of working on stuff, so keep going. And just keep reaching out to those people who will literally encourage you, and also the people who give you honest feedback, not the feedback that they're coming from a hurt heart space or a jealousy space or anything like that. Just come from that open heart space where feedback is given in a way that is empowering to you. Okay. So, yay. Cool. And keep reaching out to your friends too. That's really important. One of my neighbors is making a lot of noise. I can hear them. And you, my love, you're vibrating at a very high frequency, which is really, really, really awesome. And I just think that, no, I don't think, I know that whatever you create now and into the future is going to continue to create wonderful ripples out there in the world. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your beautiful contributions. So, so grateful for you. And you know what? It's a pleasure to have you floating back through again. I've definitely missed you. And but I know that you have a very busy life out there on the road doing all your things. And it is just such a pleasure to have you here supporting us and being part of the Find Your Fridays crew. Mwah! Elisa said, I love that my age on Spotify came up as 21 and my 18-year-old daughter came up as 64. At least mine only came up with around about the same age as I am. Like, I came up as 44. So I was chuffed with that because that's still less than the age that I am. You're so welcome, Amanda. Oh, Margaret, I'm sorry to hear that your brother is not well. Apparently he's in hospital. and in a bad way. So sending Margaret's brother, I'll just pop her thing up on the screen so you guys can see. If you feel so inclined to send her and her brother a little bit of love and peace at this time. So yeah, we're good at just sending out that love, unconditional love, even if we don't know them. It's okay. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, Christine, I saved your comments. Okay. Okay, Christine, I've got your statement, but you haven't actually asked a question. You've expressed that you're feeling overwhelmed and stuff, which is with what is going on with your dad. And you feel upset because the carer person, caregiver, girlfriend is taking advantage and possibly now getting into your business properties. And that you're now having resistance as to taking your state boards, your exams. So what exactly is your question? That is my question. Yeah. If you could let me know what your actual question is, because it's just statements there. Amanda says in her Spotify, hers was 37. Maybe that's why my younger where my younger energy was coming from. I love it. Okay, right. We have a proper question now. And I'm really excited because I have moved my pendulums, so they're in front of me. So I get to look at them while I'm chatting to you guys. And then so if you see me looking up here, it's because I see my pendulums and they're all in front of me. So now I get to go, okay, which one? Okay, cool. Yay. And one of them that I don't know that I've ever used with you guys, which is this one here. It's actually wooden. And previously, its little string was that long. And it wasn't even that long. I think it was even shorter than that. It was about there. And it didn't feel right. So I finally managed to extend it out. So it's more than double what it was. And now it feels like it might actually work nicely for me. I don't get Christine needs this one though. So, but I thought I'd just show you guys that. She requires the green adventure. Or maybe she doesn't. Apparently the green adventuring just required me to look at it so that I would fix it. I have to sticky that one back together. All right. If it's not that one, which one is it? Maybe it is the wood one. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. All right. Christine, let's see. What should I do? I really wish to take my state boards and now I have more to take. I have more responsibilities and I still wish to take my state boards. Work should not feel like work. All righty. Let's have a look at this beautiful wooden pendulum. So show me a yes. And show me a no. All right. Thank you. So, truth. What will it create if Christine takes her state board exams? This is very, very, very interesting. It's going around in circles. It's literally, it's not doing, it might look a little bit like it's doing a no to you guys, but it's actually going around in circles. I'm just going to turn my fan off because the wooden pendulum is really light. Okay. Let's see what it does now. Truth. What will it create in 1,000 years if Christine takes her state board exams within the next 12 months? There we go. Let's put it into a defined time. There we go. That's a very definite yes. Okay, so it is going to create more for you, Christine, if you do your state board exams. Okay. More to take on with management, my dad, and the legal with the swindler. Have to take care of yourself. I think it's timing. So with everything else that is going on for you within the 12 months, you're gonna, like, within the next 12 months, I'll see if we can narrow it down. So, truth, what will it create if Christine takes her state board exams in the next 6 months? Yep, that's a yes. Okay, truth, what will it create if Christine takes her state board exams in the next 4 months? Yep, that's still a yes. So that takes you up to about April. Okay, I'm not sure when you can take those exams, but so within the next 4 months, it's saying, yeah, it's going to create more for you. So it is about taking care of yourself, and yeah, I get it. You need to review. People are not taking accountability, and they are benefiting off of you. I know it's an awful lot with dealing with the lawyers and things. I get that. All I can say, Christine, is that at this time, all of this is showing you something within you that is requiring to be seen, heard, and healed. Okay? And it could be something karmic, but more likely than not, this is familial stuff. This is ancestral familial stuff that you're now dealing with. And you being who you are means that it has become your job to do the work. And it's like, yay, thanks for that. And I know what that feels like, and it sucks. This is what we're talking about. Okay. I just, nope. There's a card or something that wishes to come out for you. Good night, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming to play. And thank you for your continued support, Amanda. I'm so grateful to you. I will reply to your message tomorrow when I've got a little bit of, or maybe later on tonight, when I've got a little bit more brain space and physical space. Okay, Christine, the card that has come out for you all right, is this one. This is called Hole in the Soul. All right. Your childhood wounds are creating a hole in your soul. One way your childhood wounds disrupt an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression experienced as perpetual empty feeling. If, as a child, you tried to make everything all right by picking up the pieces of your family dramas, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from your true feelings, requirements, and desires. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads you to profound loneliness and isolation as you are always mourning your true self. This card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and neglect you felt. Your action: find a safe place. Use colored pencils to draw several masks. Each mask requires to represent an aspect of your false self, such as the good girl, savior, slave, rebel, victim, overachiever, and so on. Take time to write or draw the qualities you feel each false self contains. Turn on some powerful music and put on a mask and move in the way that you feel the mask requires for you to express yourself and feel the feelings you may have suppressed. Once you have completed the dance, take off the physical mask and burn it. Then imagine energetically taking off the false masks you wear in front of various people. Give yourself permission to be your real self. Imagine a person in front of you who you feel doesn't accept you. Say, I'm going to betray you now and recover my true self. Now imagine this person saying to you, I understand you, and encourage you to become the person you were meant to be. Okay? So, like I said, this is childhood stuff. It's playing out. It's familial stuff. It's playing out for you. Okay? So do what you require to do with the properties, etc. Always do what is right for you as far as, making sure that things legally are all stitched up nicely, and that certain people can't access things that they shouldn't. And at the end of the day, please look after yourself. Do your state board exams and take the time. Thank you so much, Christine, for your continued support over here on Find You Fridays. And I wish you all the bestest luck in the world with this very, very tricky situation that you're in. Alrighty, Lisa, thank you so much for waiting. If you could please pop your question in now, that would be amazing. We're getting all the cards coming out today, which is really exciting. Okay. Here we go. Whee. Your card deck that your team is asked to play with initially is the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. How has your week been, Lisa? I'd love to know. What feel-good story have you got for me? I'd love to know. I know there's been a lot of rough energies floating around this last week, so we just sort of started out, and even today there's been a lot of, but I'd love to know a feel-good story. One of the feel-good stories that I have is that I had a very challenging spring clean to do this week, and it was for somebody in a DV situation, a domestic violence situation. And I was at the end of the day, yes, it was very, very hard shift. It was like 6 hours long. There was a lot of stuff to move. But at the end of the day, at the end of it all, I just felt so grateful for every single situation, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome that I've ever been through, because I was able to walk into that situation not knowing what was going on until the door was opened and the client told me. And because of everything that I've experienced, every healing modality that I've ever done, and the holistic counseling and all of that sort of stuff, it allowed me the space to just be calm, present, and confident with her, so she could trust me. She trusted me in her home. She trusted me to take care of it. And when everything came down to it, she was so relieved. She had just the biggest smile on her face at the end of the day. And that made me feel really good too. It was a hot day on Wednesday anyway, but it was just so rewarding to see her face and just go, thank you, thank you. Now I feel like I can actually start moving forward again. So yeah. Taking a few steps in the right direction to get my healing business started. Ooh. Oh, I love that you just said that and then that card popped out. So we've got one of the Mary Magdalene cards came out as well. I haven't worked with the Sacred Forest Oracle very much, so looking forward to seeing this. But we've got the first card, which is Bee Spirit and Prosperity. This card can be a wonderful sign that abundance and sweet energy is coming your way. It can also be a card of productivity and organization. So if you have been indecisive, disorganized, and unfocused, this card can mean it's time to focus, reprioritize your life. Have you been too busy with nothing to show for all your work? Decide what is most important and take steps in those directions. To activate the prosperity you desire, this card can also signify that it's time to work hard. Be willing to put in the time and energy with your goals, and your goals will be attained. Your efforts will pay off. Bees work together, so also consider whose energy aligns with yours and how you might collaborate to achieve your desires. By doing this, good fortune will ensue. Throughout history, bees and their productivity are admired because they bring us honey, which is associated with the sweetness of life, nourishment, and wealth. Honey is also associated with gold in many legends. The message bee spirit brings is that with diligent work, you will gain gold. The spirit of the bee says, the sweet abundance of the universe is flowing into your life. However, you require to take action and perhaps join with others to align with the frequency of your dreams. Believe that you deserve and your goal will unfold. Funny, just had a forest bathing blend in my diffuser. How wonderful is that? So you may choose to bring some honey energies in to encourage you to keep moving forward quickly and decisively. All right. The next one is wolf spirit, which is family. Okay. So support is all around you, even if you are not aware of it. Release the belief that you have to do it alone. You don't. This is the time to heal any rifts in your family, give encouragement to those in your soul tribe, your family, and your community. Allow yourself to be supported. Now, it is amazing when you're just starting out how many people you might be connected with if you ask a question that like with something you might be struggling with. So for example, a few years back, I couldn't get I was struggling with MailChimp. And because I have a list there of people, and if I ever actually got to and did a newsletter, I could send them something. But I was finding it tricky because my MailChimp was linked up to Gmail. And of course, people see Gmails and it gets bounced all the time because scammers use Gmail a lot because it's easy, right? Don't have to pay for it. So I ended up paying for a proper email. So it's like Lorene at craftingpossibilities.com. And then I was struggling to get that email to link up with my MailChimp properly. So I put a post up saying, hey, is there anybody that can help me with this integration between a proper email address that's bought through my domain and MailChimp? And next thing you know, a friend pops up and says, hey, yeah, I can help you with that. Or actually, my husband can help you with that. But yeah, so he did. And then at another time, I was at, when I would do bookings and stuff to do sessions. And I was struggling because there's this backwards and forwards thing that would happen a lot. And trying to figure out time zones and what time people were available and all that sort of stuff. It was absolutely such a nightmare. And it would waste so much time. And so I then reached out and I said, hey, what sort of booking systems do people use? And next thing you know, I get a few that were recommended, and I had a look, see which one worked for me, and then boom, bam, boom, I picked Calendly as my booking system. The cool thing about automation is that people can book even when I'm sleeping, even when I'm off doing work, because all of the parameters, there was a lot of work that went into the background to get it all set up. But once it's up and running, it's amazing. And it's so easy. And there's very rarely is there any issues with it. I think I've only ever had one since I've started using it, which was probably over 4 years ago now. So you don't have to do stuff alone. Okay? You have the collective that you can reach into. Righty-ho. I think this is probably where you're sitting at the moment, which is the thicket of thorns, uncertainty. When we talk about something that is thorny, it means that it is difficult or challenging. If it feels like you're stuck in some area of life, you're right. When you are truly uncertain about what direction to take, be still. Do not struggle to get ahead, as you'll only immerse yourself deeper in the briars. The first step to move forward is to acknowledge where you are. Instead of asserting that you're not stuck, accept the truth. The universe desires your success. It only requires that you wait until the path is ready for you. Acknowledge the truth of the situation, wait until you have a clear direction, and then slowly and methodically take action. In the fairy tale Sleeping Beauty, an impenetrable thorny hedge surrounds a sleeping princess, the royal family, and everyone in the castle. For 100 years, many princes tried to make their way to her through the thicket, but to no avail. Finally, a prince passed, and the thicket opened for him, so he was able to find the princess with ease. The message here is to trust in divine timing. The prince is triumphant because he appears at the right time. When the time is right, everything falls into place. The spirit of the thicket of thorns says, timing is everything. Let go of the struggle. You'll gain great rewards. Okay. And again, reach out to others. It's not about doing it all on your own. Okie dokie. In case you were thinking, oh gosh, it's all getting a bit like meh. The last two cards will help to just sort of boost you up a little bit, I feel. Pegasus, which is transcending. History is replete with myths and legends of a winged horse, the protector of the soul. The Pegasus represents the immortality of your spirit and your journey to the heavens. The appearance of this card is a sign, get ready for a dramatic activation of your spiritual journey. Did you hear that? A powerful transformation is at hand. Great things are possible in your life. Prepare yourself to fly high above adversity. The Pegasus's rise above the earthly realms offers a higher celestial perspective. Take your time to meditate, and profound insights about your life will be revealed. You are asked to see the situation at hand from a higher perspective. Step away from the drama and the emotional manipulation of others. Some stories describe that where his hooves strike the earth, new springs emerge. Life begins anew. In Greek mythology, Pegasus activates and befriends the 9 muses, who inspire creativity, liberal arts, music, science, poetry, and visual arts. Hence, Pegasus is symbolic of creativity. The message here is to focus on the incredible creativity, vitality, and spiritual awakening within you. The spirit of the Pegasus says, you're on a pilgrimage of the soul. It's time to transcend the weight of earthly burdens. Fly over situations that have been pulling you down. Don't involve yourself with the drama of others. And when you remember that you have come from spirit and are eternal, challenging situations will resolve. A profound transformation is at hand. All right. So there's some really good stuff that is coming through for you. Okay. And finally, one of my nearest and dearest goddess mentors, Mary Magdalene. Okay. And what you got here is the Shekinah, the divine destiny card. Infuse spirit into all you create. Everything you do, no matter how small, is a conscious act that can be charged by positive intentions. Your affirmative actions will keep you on a positive timeline. The Shekinah is the primordial creatrix. She is sometimes called the bride of God, the world of soul, the eternal light of wisdom, Sophia. Mary Magdalene and Yeshua would know her as the Shekinah. She brings the thoughts of God into manifestation as a vehicle of creation. The Mother, Father God, it was the source of the iconic bride and bridegroom, represented on the earth plane as Mary Magdalene and Yeshua. The Zohar, a foundation of the Jewish mysticism, also known as the Book of Splendor, refers to the angels being born from the Shekinah. The Thunder, Perfect Mind is a poem from the manuscripts of Nag Hammadi, the Gnostic Gospels. In it, the divine feminine speaks of the angels sent at my word. They become her intermediaries and her messengers. Later in the texts, this divine feminine presence is called Sophia. She is portrayed as the highest dimensional being, the breath of the living God, creating the fundamental manifestation of human existence and spirituality. Remember, you are a divine thought of Father and have been given the breath of life by the Mother to become a living being within a divine destiny. Your destiny is not a fixed mark. You can arrive by many pathways according to the choices that you make. All right. So what I'm actually getting from that also is your time is now. This is your destiny. And anything that you feel like, any of those negative, limiting thoughts, let them go. All right. Especially if you're coming into the new moon time next week, towards the end of next week. It's on Saturday, on the 20th. Write down those negative thoughts over this coming week, stack them up, and get ready to release them. All the beliefs that are holding you back from being the absolutely incredible contribution to the earth and the collective as we move into this new space. Yes. Let them all go. Okay. Now is the time. We are no longer playing small anymore. We are being told it is not allowed. And with that comes effort. It's not just going to necessarily land in your lap. You're going to have to do a bit of effort to get there. Even in the most beautiful, amazing mystery schools of old, there was still the effort of learning, of being a scholar, of learning how energy works and all that sort of stuff. Okay? Don't be afraid of the effort that's got to go into doing it. Okay. Thank you again so much, Lisa, for coming in. I appreciate you so much, and it is lovely to have you here as part of Find Your Fridays crew. I appreciate your support, and I wish you all the best for this week to come and pretty much the rest of the year, yeah? It's a potent time, super potent time. Alrighty. Cool. That's awesome. I think we are done for Big Huge readings. I am curious. Okay, cool. That's good to know. All right, I am going to jump. Maybe. Where are we at? 3, 2. Okay, cool. We're going to jump straight into that meditation now. All right. I know many of us have had long, hot weeks and days. And I have an incredibly early start tomorrow morning. I'm having a chat with a beautiful human being called Matthew Liam Gardner. And he created a group back in COVID times that I presented into a couple of times, and his group grew into over 5,000 people. And it was a very exciting time. And it was really cool to present those couple of times within the collective presentations that were going on. I think it was going on over a week or so, maybe a month. I can't remember. It's too long ago. So much has happened since then. But he opened up an opportunity to have a one-to-one conversation with him. And so I'm looking forward to that. But that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning because he's in the UK. So let us get into this meditation now. And fingers crossed that everything goes well. And I'm going to turn that off just to make sure that our recording is as clean and clear as possible. So if you're really looking forward to rounding out this year from a space of clear clarity with a lot less heaviness in your heart about the past and your regrets, this is the meditation for you today. Now, we tried to do it last week, and last week we had the lovely full moon energy, and perhaps that was a little bit too strong. So we will gently work with the moon energy still today, and see where where this lovely meditation takes us. It should be roughly the same though, given that I've kind of done it twice. All right. Take in lovely big deep breath in. Close your eyes. And as you breathe out, just letting your shoulders drop. Let your belly relax. Let your heart open. Just taking some gentle deep breaths. Centering back into your body. Just bringing all of that energy back into you. Everywhere that you've sort of scattered your energy around, your family, your friends. If you're somebody who goes out into the customer service industry or anything like that, caring other people, wherever, just bring all of your energy back through to you now. Cycle it back around. Just give you a moment in this evening to just be all of you. And as you become aware of your body, bringing that deep breath up and down. As you breathe in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up. And Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. Bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Just keep breathing slowly and deeply. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your neck to relax. Your face and your forehead and your eyes. your throat. Now we're going to expand out our awareness in a big bubble all around us, up into the sky and down into the earth. Expanding out your awareness out beyond the building that you're in, out beyond the country that you're on. Expanding out your awareness out beyond the planet. Expanding out your awareness out beyond the solar system. Expanding out your awareness out beyond the galaxies. And out beyond the universes. Take a big deep breath in. And just take notice of if you feel any tension in your body still. You might have some tension floating around your shoulder blades, your back, maybe your hips. It's not to make those things wrong or try to heal them right now. It's just take notice. And now you're going to focus on your body once more. Take a big deep breath in and out. And as you breathe out, you're going to expand out your allowance. Remembering that as you expand out your allowance, you go from being the tight, contracted little pebble at the bottom of the raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, especially at this time of year. And as you expand out your allowance more and more and more, you become like this beautiful, soft, fluffy cloud. And you can see that raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions for exactly what it is. It's just energy. And you have the ultimate choice as to whether you play with that energy or not. And if you choose not to, you can just float on by and just let them do their thing. You do not have to get involved. You have free will. So expanding out your allowance now beyond your body, beyond the building that you're in, up into the sky and down into the earth. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the country that you're on, beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system. Expanding out your allowance beyond the galaxies, beyond the universes. And now expanding out your allowance beyond your awareness. Taking a big deep breath in and just notice your body completely, totally and utterly relax. All the tension that was there before magically disappears. Because as you let go of your judgment, you can be aware and be in judgment at the same time. But when you expand out your allowance beyond your awareness, that judgment falls away and your body relaxes. It's the magic of doing that part of the process. Now imagine that you are in a lush forest. And this lush, beautiful forest has tall, evergreen trees and gentle, soft, squishy moss underneath your toes. And as you look around, you can see on the green of the trees and the shrubs, you can see fairy folk playing there. You might just see the little sparkles of their energies. They might be playing with the dewdrops. And the forest is calm and gentle and a little bit cool, but not uncomfortably so. You're walking along a path which seems to be heading out into an open space. And as the edge of the forest comes into view and you can see beyond the trees, you realize that you are in a beautiful cove. And the cove is near the ocean. It's a part of the ocean. And the sand that is now underneath your feet is soft and fluffy. And it makes that funny little squelchy noise as you walk along the sand. The water in this cove is almost completely mirror-like flat. If you didn't know any better, you'd think that you were actually at a lake. But then you can smell the saltiness in the air and you realize, no, I'm at the ocean right now. Move forward until your feet touch the firmer sands where the water has lapped up ever so gently, making that part of the sand just that little bit more damp and solid. And above you, you can see the beautiful full moon. And this full moon is doing something a little different tonight. You can see that the moon, when you look at it, is rapidly going through its cycle from a waning moon to new moon phase, and then waxing moon back up to the full moon. And while it's happening reasonably quickly, it doesn't feel off-putting. It's just like, wow, that's an interesting, curious thing to do. I don't think I've ever seen it move that fast before. This is an invitation to use this beautiful moon's energy in whatever phase it is in this moment. So if you're listening to this meditation in the future and the moon is in a different phase from what it is right now, it will still work just as effectively. And that's the moon's invitation for us tonight. Now, imagine holding in front of you a ball of energy, probably around the size of a bowling ball. And into this light energy ball, you look. And what you can see in this ball of energy is all the moments in your life where you have felt regret about something. Perhaps it was something you said, perhaps something you did, Perhaps it was something you didn't say or didn't do. And you can see these moments playing out like funny little TV screens within this ball of light. As you watch them play through, and you feel the feelings that are coming up along with that, just remember you're observing. It's not about experiencing those moments in the real time. And now from your observational point of view, and now that you have a little bit of distance and time from those moments, watch those little TV screens and see how that moment changed you. Perhaps it changed your direction. Perhaps it altered a relationship for the good, the bad, the ugly, or the awesome. Every single one of those moments has a gift for you. Perhaps you regret not telling somebody that you loved them before they passed away. So from that, you now make an extra special effort to make sure you tell those that you love while they're still alive that you love them, that you care about them, and give them extra big hugs when you see them. That's a direct result of you experiencing that moment where you felt regret. As you look into your ball of light, you see those little TV screens are starting to change. And the ball of light in your hand, instead of being so heavy with all that regret and all that judgment, it's beginning to get a little bit lighter. You look up to the moon in its ever-changing form, and you smile and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother Moon, for helping me to see that every moment in my life has had a gift of some kind come from it, even if I regretted it at the time. Mother Moon now sends a big, beautiful stream of light down, down, down into your ball of light in your hands. And as that beautiful opalescent moonlight comes into your ball of light, you begin seeing things with even more clarity than you ever did before. Your emotional entanglements are now being washed away. And with the gift of Mother Moon, your big, beautiful heart and every single one of those moments is shining bright. You now gently walk down towards the water. And with the blessing of the moon above you, you take that ball of light down into the salty water and allow that salty water to wash away all of your tears, all of your anger, all of your resentment and your guilt, all the ways that you have been distracting yourself and keeping yourself small and stopping yourself from shining as brightly as the moon. All the ways that you have stopped yourself from honoring your heart, your mind, your body. It's all coming and being washed away by those beautiful salty waters. You gently give the ball a little shake while it's still underwater. And suddenly you see that there's lots of sparkles happening in there. And you ever so gently pull the ball of light back out and step away from the edge of the water. And as you look down, a miraculous thing has happened. The regrets are no longer there. What's left in the ball of light is nothing but possibilities. Possibilities for every single aspect of your life. From the people that you surround yourself with, your career, the way you interact with the collective, your family and your friends, your business if you have one, your co-workers if you're an employee. Everything, every aspect, even your connection to your spirit team and spirit in general. You see all of that in there, and it is just so beautiful and full of possibilities. It's so big and beautiful, it almost makes you want to cry. And so with that, you're going to take that ball of light and you're going to bring it into your heart center. Between your heart and your solar plexus. And as it sits between your heart and your solar plexus, it radiates out those possibilities and the energy of possibilities all the way down to your base chakra and beyond, and all the way up through your throat, your third eye, your crown chakra and beyond, all the way out to the very tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Your whole body is now humming with possibilities. Place one hand on your heart. Look up at the moon once again. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me to make peace with my past regrets, so that I may now tap into the space of possibilities and creativity and intuition and every other area of my life that I desire to play with, to contribute to the collective, to my family, my friends, and the community in general. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you take a couple of steps back towards the ocean, just run your fingertips through the water, saying thank you for taking away those energies that are no longer serving me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. You step out of the water once more, walking up towards the forest, and you pause just briefly, feeling the sand, the soft, dry sand underneath your feet. and you realize that you've had all the elements around you tonight for this healing. You've had earth, water, air, and fire. For the fire comes via the moon, given that the moon's light comes from the sun. And of course, we cannot forget spirit. Thank you to all of the elements, seen and unseen, that have assisted with this healing tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you move back up that beautiful path and on the soft, squishy, mossy floor, you feel your body just feel lighter and lighter with every single step. You feel the creativity brimming through your body. The ideas and possibilities are now bubbling up for things that you can create, ways that you can connect with others, how you can, in your own very special way, contribute to the collective. And you go back through into the forest and you find a cozy little spot by an old tree. And you sit down by that tree for just a moment, breathing in the cool, fresh, oxygenated air. And you just feel your body feel alive in a way that you haven't felt like that for a long time. Your body is lighter now. You are wiser now. And now you have ultimate choice over where your energy goes, where it flows, and who has the privilege of being around your energy. If any of you have businesses, you can tap into them now and feel how excited they are, because they know if you're centered and calm and feeling in the space of possibilities, so are they. And you stand up and continue walking through this beautiful path, through the forest, until you come to a big, beautiful crystalline waterfall. And you find yourself standing underneath that waterfall. And any other little stuck and stagnant energies that are still floating around your system are now being washed away. And now you step out from underneath that waterfall and you're completely, totally and utterly dry. And onto the big, warm river rock. You take a big, deep breath in. And out. And as you breathe in, bring Mother Earth energy all the way back up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down to the tips of your toes and your fingers. When you're ready, open your eyes. For self-care, please have some water now and potentially a little bit of salt in there. If you've got some Celtic sea salt, that would be really great. If not, and you've only got Himalayan, that's cool too. The body requires water and salt for energy healing. It drops a lot of salt when it does the healing. So please have some now. I hope you have a beautiful week to come. And in the meantime, please remember to stay calm as much as you possibly can. It might still be a bit of a rough week, especially towards the end of next week. So remember compassion, remember your frequency, remember the space of possibilities. And until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you, and do something tasty for yourself over the weekend. I'll see you soon, beautiful ones. Bye-bye.